welcome back to the SBSB podcast, Seat Back, Spot Back. It has been a while since we've done any recordings for this podcast. Seat Back, Spot Back. I'm Kash. I love how we still introduce ourselves, but then always forget to anyways.
Oh yeah, 100%. Anyways, I'm Mickey.
And I'm Landon.
Yeah, so I think the last time we uploaded was back in May. Either April or May.
Was it that long?
It's been a while, but life.
Yeah.
And then we just fell off on it, but we're planning to get back into it for 2025. And technically it's still 2024, but we're gonna be on top of that. And I think because before we went on hiatus, we did say that we were only gonna do 2 episodes a month instead of the weekly ones that we were aiming for.
I think
that we did for a while. We're gonna stick with the bi-weekly episodes release because that seems to be working for us much better. And so we're gonna do that just so that we do get consistent episodes out. But yeah, so we're going to end the year with a bang. So for the last episode of 2024, we're gonna just go over our Spotify Wrapped playlist, which is always fun to go through, with family and friends and stuff. And last year I did it with Cece. The two of you weren't on the episode last year, and that was still a lot of fun. I think that episode still came out to be quite long, and with the 3 of us, I'm sure because we all kind of listen to the same music, but we all deviate as well. We all have a central a few artists that we all kind of listen to, but then there's just outlying artists that we would never ever touch. I think with every single one of us. So
that's very true.
Yeah, we're just gonna go over our Spotify Wrapped.
And who wants to start off?
I think we could go through each of the prompts because you know how they have little sections for the Spotify Wrapped. I think we can just go through each of ours all together. So
yeah,
we could play through it, click through it, and then we can all just share as each panel goes past. And I mean, this has been this is probably going to go out end of December. We've already Wrapped has been out for weeks at this point, but
yeah, at least 2 weeks, right? Or a week.
I think it's been out for at least 2
as of
weeks.
recording.
Yeah, as of recording, it's been out 2 weeks. Yeah, but yeah, by the time we release this though, it's gonna be since the beginning of the month. Yeah,
probably a month.
Yeah,
almost.
But,
a month.
And let me tell you guys, I was quite excited for my Wrapped this year. Just because I felt I think towards the latter half of this year or whatnot, my music, I started listening to a bunch of music again. Because I think earlier this year I didn't, and so I was very excited to see how my Wrapped looks like. And then it just I was quite disappointed.
Fell flat.
I was quite disappointed with what I had.
Okay, but this is the thing. Yes, this Spotify Wrap, I think the consensus is that it's very underwhelming.
It's the worst Spotify Wraps
from previous
ever.
Previous years. It's probably the worst. Not gonna lie.
I agree. I think most people kind of feel the same way too.
Because I'm trying to think of when, because we didn't really use Spotify that much until our later years.
Until our later years.
Then,
when are we 80? What?
Until my senior years.
No, and when we were late teens, early 20s, I think was when we started using Spotify.
I think it was 2019 was my first year for Spotify Wrapped.
Right, something along those lines. And it's just, from the time I remember getting Spotify Wrapped, it's never been this bad.
That's
it
true.
Just never has. And I'm wow, what happened? They were just just put up the numbers, put some fancy little designs on it, and then send them all out, kind of a thing. And I feel which we'll get to it later as we progress, but I feel some of it's not accurate. I just don't think it is. I just deny it.
Every year or every couple of years it's like that, where it's some years you're okay, yeah, I really did listen to these people and they're pretty on point with it, but then some years it's just totally off mark. It's I listened to this guy once.
Most of us are always trying to figure out the months in between Spotify Wrapped to see which months count, which ones don't.
Right, yeah.
But I think this year was the biggest outlier where we just felt hey, I didn't listen to any of these songs. What do you mean? What time are we pulling from?
Yeah.
So
I feel they're pulling from January through August, and that's it.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
They were I think one of the songs, which we'll get to, they were oh, you repeat it over and over again, and your most listened time was January.
That's crazy.
Bro,
from
that's
January?
beginning. I was that's the very beginning. I was no way.
Your
I was
path
that's
was
the
set
most time.
That's crazy.
I was ain't no way. I think they were April was my most listened to month, and I'm I don't think so either. Ain't no way.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
April,
I don't know exactly how they get their stats and stuff, but I do because yeah, I'm like, you'd think that it's like mostly beginning of the year that they pull from, but last year one of my top songs was from like a song that I had like literally spammed right before they had, because usually their end date for rap is like around October, right? And the whole month of November they don't really count because that's what they're like calculating the whole year, and then they release it December. So November, December don't really go into account for your rap. Oh, whose door?
Okay. Sorry, don't worry about that.
But
just ignore that. Edit that post.
Okay.
Edit that post.
But yeah,
Natural
but
sounds.
yeah. So November, December don't really count in the rap, I would think, because that's like the time frame of when they're putting this together, and so I don't think they'd really count it. But yeah, one of the songs from like last year in I think like September, October was taken into account. So I think they do take them into account, but I don't know, man. Okay, well, let's get into it. So the first panel thing is the minutes listened, right?
Yeah, where are you guys at?
Okay, I have 38,377 minutes, and it says puts you in the top 8% of listeners worldwide, which I feel like that's pretty low for me. Usually mine's pretty high, or mine's a bit higher. But yeah, I think it's pretty low for me this year, and I think that does track, because I think this year I haven't listened to music as much as I have in the past.
Yeah, no. I mean, same here. Mine was like 18,000.
Oh, that's really low.
Dang.
Yeah.
I
mean,
like
I feel like my raps are always kind of low, which is always like kind of embarrassing, because I feel like I listen to a lot of music.
No, but like because Mickey and I were talking about this before we had actually started recording, but it's like other people use other platforms, and so to listen to music, so it's just like your Wrapped is just for Spotify, and you can definitely listen to.
These aren't small numbers. They're inaccurate.
These aren't accurate, guys. Trying to defend himself.
I've got at least 20K more minutes listened to music.
Oh my god. But yeah, I'm like, it is just for Spotify specifically. And a lot of people, they don't use Spotify as their like music listening platform. So, it is what it is.
Wow.
Mickey, wasn't yours like crazy?
Well, mine is 63,000.
Exactly.
That's like double mine.
I'm in the top 3%, but as I was talking to Kash before recording, this is actually low for me.
Yeah. What the heck?
It is. Well, no, because I think either my last year or the year before, I had over 100,000.
But like, see, I think that's an outlier, because that one you had a job that you were driving all the time, so you just had it on constantly.
Okay.
So that's the outlier.
Right. Yeah.
Because a normal person wouldn't be listening that much,
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Okay. To all the
that?
truck drivers there, man. I'm sorry, guys. No, it's just. I mean, yeah. So I guess it's like this averages out, but I'm like, wow. I'm like, it's pretty low.
I think it's still pretty high, dude.
Previous years.
I think it's still.
Yeah. No. I'm in the top 3%. I'm in the top 3%. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. But yeah, I think previous years I was at over 100K, which is wild. But yeah.
Yeah, that's wild. Okay, the next thing is it's like the amount of songs you played. So it says you played 2,694 songs this year.
What did you get, Landon?
2,600 songs this year.
2,600?
Well,
and you had less minutes than me? Wow, I guess I've just been like spamming the same songs.
Rap is just
okay, see?
It's a scam.
I played 2,146
Whoa,
songs,
but then you
so
listened?
I must have been
The same
so I must
2,000 songs.
I must have been
40,000 more minutes.
I'm like, that's crazy. I know. I was like, ain't no way. Okay, no. But the minutes are also from podcasts.
No, they're separate.
Right.
Podcast minutes are separate. Yeah.
Are they?
What?
I'm pretty sure.
Are they? I didn't know that. Okay. No way.
Do they not go over like minutes in podcasts?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. No,
I don't believe so.
Especially not this
year. So it might be part of the
maybe.
I do.
Yeah, I'm like, if it's podcast included, then no way. I listen to way more. Like my minutes listened should be way up higher.
I don't know, man.
Because I feel like this year I've listened to podcasts more than music, but yeah.
More than songs, right? Yeah, me too.
Me too. Even though I'm sitting at 60K. Okay, sir. Okay.
What's the one song y'all played on repeat? I guess
mine. I kind of was like, I kind of knew, but I think it was because for this song, in defense, not that I'm ashamed of it being my top. I'm just saying.
Yeah, she premises.
I'm just saying.
She's like, guys, just saying.
It's like, because when the album had came out, I just like had the song on. I think for the day that I listened to it the most, right? I just had it on, and I just like it was just on in the background, and I had it on repeat for some reason. So, so mine was. I don't think you guys even know the song.
No, what it is.
Because okay, this is also preface for my entire rap.
Okay.
Is that this year was just literally K-pop for me. So yeah, surprisingly,
really?
I know.
Okay.
So this year was it was kind of disappoints me that it's all K-pop, but so it is the song "Strawberry Rush" by Chu. Do you get?
That's your number one.
That was my number. No, my most listened to. Yeah.
That's your number one.
Yeah, it's crazy.
What the heck?
It's crazy. I know.
Wait.
Your number
what percentage
one,
were you in?
Yeah.
That's my most played song this year was "Strawberry Rush" by Chu. And she's she's a solo artist now, but I think she used to be part of Luna. And yeah, her song, I guess I just played it that many times. But it says I am.
That's crazy.
I know. It says I was in the top 0.1%.
Yeah.
0.1, and I played it.
Crazy.
Let's see, I streamed it 22 times on June 28th. And I'm like, 22 times is not that much, though.
It's really not, actually.
So I'm like,
yeah, when you really think about it.
22 times, not that much, but okay. And that's mine, but.
Okay. Isn't the panel like.
Yeah, what's your top song?
Oh, okay. So
it should be
my song is.
Yeah, third panel.
So the song that I listened to the most this year was XG's "Woke Up."
Well, no way, no way.
Definitely. I think
clowning
definitely agree with that. I think I was also in the 0.1% of this song.
Damn.
I think I definitely agree with that. It's between "Woke Up" and I feel it goes probably between "Woke Up" and maybe a few other songs. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I discovered XG this year, and I discovered
your eyes were
opened.
I
discovered "Woke Up."
A new found.
And so once I discovered them, I was just caught up in the sauce, and I listened to them 40 times and May 31st.
40 times?
May 31st.
One day, 40 times.
That's crazy.
Man. One day, yeah. I don't know how I listened to it 40 times. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't remember that day, but no, it's 40 times starting on May 31st, not the same day.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe that's what it was for Kash too.
No.
Only 22 times. That's kind of crazy though. Only.
Yeah.
If it's like
okay, let's do the math.
Day.
Let's do the math real fast. Remember how he says
22
the
times
songs you listen
3
to,
minutes.
and then the minutes. No, I'm just kidding.
Wait. Yeah, my top song was Soul by Miko, which I mean, I guess I want to say that it's accurate. I feel like I listened to another song, which we can go later. It's my second song, so I'll tell you guys that later. But I mean, so this artist I discovered, I think this year, if not then late last year. Mm-hmm. But he just has a unique sound to him, at least for me. And so Miko, yeah. So I was like, okay, cool. I mean, I was in the 0.005%.
See, his was even deeper than us.
He's but he's a smaller artist. Okay. You know what I mean? Than everybody. Yeah. So he's not. It's not like he's huge.
And your description was he's just kind of unique and cool.
No, I mean he sounded good. Yeah,
that's crazy.
I stringed it 168
Whoa! Oh my god!
That's why you only have 2,000 songs.
That's crazy.
Since January 3rd. Okay. So since the very beginning of the year. But yeah, I was like, dang, really? I was like, ain't no way. Have
you listened to that song within the past few months? Like 2 months?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, crazy. That's wild.
Yeah, I just looked through it again. I was like, dang. I was like, that's crazy. I was like, I listened to it that much, but yeah, you should watch it. You guys should listen to it. It's pretty good.
What kind of genre would you say his music is like?
I don't know. I mean,
you listen to him much.
Well, I know that. I know. But he's I don't know. He's like pop and R&B almost, maybe. Because I listen to a lot of R&B, and I think that's like what dominates my genre is just like R&B or like even just lo-fi, I guess. So because like I listen to a lot of Kash and Junny, I guess. Yeah, their kind of genre is, I guess, where he's at too. Because they can be in the rap section, but also in the pop section and the R&B section and the lo-fi section. So just that middle ground of just everywhere on that. So I guess he's part of that group too. Is what I'll say. Okay. So
fire.
Yeah. Okay. So then next is the top 5 songs in general.
Yes.
So yeah, top song is "Strawberry Rush" by Chu. It was funny because actually when our brother heard, because I was playing this album, and because I actually do like this album a lot from her, he was like, when he first heard the song, he's like, this sounds like a Power Ranger opening, and I was like, whoa, actually, kind of. Strawberry Rush is my first one, and then it's another song from her same album. It's Honeybee, and Honeybee is just a very cute song. So I know I for sure played that one a lot because it's a really cute song. That I would just have in the background, but that was number 2. And then my third one is Algorithm by Chungha, because she released
nice.
Yeah, she released a few songs this year, and honestly all her comebacks are always fire, and Algorithm was just very catchy. And then my fourth one is Mars by Dio, because he also released his first mini album outside of SM, and so
Dio.
Yes, Do Kyung Soo.
You said
Dio. Who do you think it was?
You said Dio.
No, Dio. Do Kyung Soo. Yeah, he released his mini album outside of SM, and that album's pretty good too. And so Mars is his title, and I listened to the hell out of that. And then the fifth one is part of a soundtrack for the anime Free Run. I didn't think this was gonna be my top song from that album. I guess. I know. I mean, I'm like the listeners.
I was promised all K-pop.
No, the list. Actually, yeah, no, there's that outlier, but the listeners would know if they listened to the previous rap, because last year, my entire top 5 was probably Suzume.
It was you right.
It was Suzume.
You're right. It was Suzume.
Right.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
then,
right.
Yeah.
Suzume,
So number 5 is Grassy Turtles and Seed Rats. And that's from Free Run, the album, because I actually got around to watching that this year. So
nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are my top 5.
So my top 5, obviously, it opens up with XG, and unfortunately, my whole top 5 list is all K-pop. I'm quite disappointed it's all K-pop, because I could have sworn this year.
Yeah, you could have
really
sworn.
listened to I could have sworn, man. And let me tell you, we'll get into it later after we sorted with all our panels on what artists we really got into this year. That I'm bummed didn't show up on my list, but my number 1 was XG's Woke Up, which I would say makes sense. Number 2, which I'm quite disappointed, is Ateez's Work.
I know, I was so surprised. I was like, no way.
It made it so high, and I swear I did not listen to it that much. I did listen to it a lot, and I feel like I listened to it a lot early in the year, but it made it super high.
Your guilty pleasure.
Yeah, so crazy that my third one is Crazy Form,
right?
Also by Ateez.
Yeah, also wild.
Yeah.
And this does not reflect my present day opinion of Ateez, because they released Iced on My Teeth, and I don't know how I feel about that song.
I accidentally stumbled on that, and I was like, "What the hell is this trash?"
I cried.
Sorry,
I cried, man.
I looked at it and I was like, "Oh, it's by Ateez."
As you can see, I'm a true Ateez fan, and I don't really like Iced on My Teeth.
Yeah.
So that happened, and number 4 is B.I.'s Tasty, because he released that this year. I think that's the only song he probably released this year, I think.
Yeah.
And I remember the specific day I replayed that song a million times. I'm surprised that wasn't my most quote unquote replayed song. But B.I.'s Tasty is number 4, and then number 5 is Box by NCT Dream, which honestly, that song I play the shit out of, and I still think is such a banger ass song. It's the only song I think on this list that I will continue to play it's still a fresh listen, because everything else I've kind of burned through them. But Box, man,
did that come out this year too?
I think so. I think it came out in the Lemonade album.
Okay.
And NCT they released 5 albums
for real.
a year.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's crazy. I mean Casey, so I don't consider Junny K-pop.
Okay,
so
yeah,
don't kill me on
sure.
that,
I mean, he's a Korean. No, because he's not. Yeah. Okay, continue. Yeah.
But anyways, so my top song, obviously, Another Soul by Miko. And then my second song is You're My Moon by Vault Boy, which I believe
that's also so random.
listened to. No, Vault Boy is amazing. I discovered him this year, and I was like, oh my god, I love this artist. I honestly thought that I listened to You're My Moon way more than Another Soul. Way more, but I guess it's gonna show up in next year's rap. And this,
I know, right?
This song is one
we're all
that I
predicting
will
our next
listen
year's
to.
rap because of the ones we're listening right now.
Yeah,
it's gonna be for real. Yeah, and then my number 3 is Patience by Junny.
Nice.
Fourth one is Not About You by Junny, and then my 5th one is Understand by Mello.
Okay.
And I mean, I wish Junny would continue to make.
Didn't he release an album this year?
Yeah, okay, but maybe 2, 3 even singles or features. I mean, I stop focusing on your podcast, bro. Okay, with Pinnell, please.
Okay.
I don't know. Do they even still have that? But
not a clue.
But also, bro,
and
he could take his time with his music. You want good music, don't you?
He can.
Come on.
I know.
Don't be rushing.
I know, but I'm you can do better, man. I mean, come on. And then Mello is so damn good. His sound is so different.
You say that about everybody you listen to, okay? Excuse me.
Okay,
but this guy, he's different. No. He's really different.
No, he's
not like the other girls.
No, but Mello is it's so crisp. And nice. I just it sucks. Yeah, dude. Oh my god, he's so good.
We might have different definitions of crisp.
He really doesn't do anything. Like, I think this song is like a couple years old.
Oh,
and
shoot.
It's one of his only like songs that he releases. I don't think he's released in a while.
Only ever.
Yeah, no, like he has I think he has 7 or 8 in his discography, and that's it. And I'm like,
sucks.
what are you doing, bro?
Yeah, when
what are you doing? Because
when you find an artist and you realize you find out that they're not that active, and you're like, well, I enjoy your music though.
I'm like, right. Yeah. I'm like, what the hell? So I'm like, you should hurry up and come back already. But
wow.
That's my top 5.
Okay.
Nice.
And then next, I think it goes into podcast minutes. I freaking told you they're separate.
What? Is there? Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
So.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Wait, podcast minutes? Where? No. How are you getting podcast minutes? I don't see that slide.
Do you listen to any podcasts on Spotify, Landon?
Actually, I maybe not.
Yeah, that's right. That's probably why.
That's probably why.
No. I definitely have. Okay, well, I definitely have, but I don't think it's enough to be considered.
Yeah, insignificant.
Maybe it's not enough.
It was
Wait,
probably
cut your slides real fast. How many slides y'all got? I got 1, 2, 3.
What?
I don't want to count this. There's so many.
I have 12 of them.
I have 13, so that's probably why.
No! How?
Wait, I have 14.
Landon
Hold on.
just got cut
What
off.
the heck?
What?
How did you guys have
I count
these?
wrong?
How did I get scammed out
I
of
got
2 more
14.
panels? I only got 12.
No, I have 13. Yeah, what?
Where's your 13?
I just recounted.
But then I have 14.
Yeah. Cash, I think you see.
Well, my next one is
weird.
podcast minutes.
All right, let's go over your podcast.
Okay, so it says I spent 23,142 minutes listening to podcasts this year. I thought that was higher, but I guess not. So yeah, I told y'all that I did have a minute for listening to podcasts.
Yeah,
and then
I
top
didn't know
podcast
that.
topic was comedy because that's the only thing I could listen to. I can't do true crime no more. Yeah, it says you were in the top 2% of comedy listeners worldwide, which is great.
Woo.
I think it pulls up my top podcasts. So first one is basically the only one I do truly listen to consistently, and it's the Not Another D&D podcast.
Yeah.
And I listen to them consistently. They're literally, they are a weekly thing that I always look forward to. And we are coming upon the ending of campaign 3 for this podcast, and I am so ready. I'm so ready for it, but also very sad. So that's my top one. And then second one is, I do listen to this one a lot. I did a lot of traveling this year, so this was the podcast I would listen to while I was on the airplane, because I realized I couldn't listen. I couldn't focus on D&D whenever I was flying. So I would put this podcast on, and it's called Beach Too Sandy, Water Too Wet. And it's on another podcast where it's siblings talking, but it's two siblings.
Hey, yo.
It's two siblings, and they're reading.
You're conspiring with the enemy.
No, I'm not. Their whole shtick is a whole other thing.
They're a competition.
No, they're more organized for sure. They go over
100%.
Their theme is reading reviews of things from the internet, basically. So it's fun because they pull some batshit crazy ones, and then. My third one is, and That's Why We Drink, which is a very popular true crime podcast. I don't listen to it too much. Usually, if I put it on, I'll listen to because they'll have 20 minutes at the beginning of their episode where they just kind of catch up with each other. So I literally listen to that, and then I dip.
And then as soon as they're like, we're gonna start the case, you're like, nah.
That's what I've been doing with that, because they're both just fun to listen to. Also, just bantering.
They are funny.
Yeah, and then I have Wine and Crime, which is another true crime one. I also only listen to specific episodes from them because their cases get really dark and I really can't do it. And then the fifth one is Dungeons and Daddies, which is another D&D podcast.
Yeah. See, no. I started listening to that one as well. That's the one I listened to on Spotify.
That's crazy because I honestly, it's fine. I don't have anything against it, but I can't really, because I go in and out with this podcast. I have to be 100%. Really craving D&D because they just talk a lot. Not a lot happens.
You got to be real desperate.
No.
Yeah.
No, it's good.
You got to be thirsty for
good.
that.
They're fun. But not a lot of D&D happens. Like it's just them kind of yelling at each other trying to make decisions, which is kind of for me sometimes tiring to listen to. It's like I want the story to be moving. But yeah, so they're my number 5. But those are my top podcasts for this year.
But Landon, you said you don't have yours, right?
Oh, I don't have a panel with me.
He has 12 panels.
I truthfully do listen to all my podcasts on YouTube.
Yeah.
So I do
well, I
not,
guess what do you think's
Spotify.
your top 5? I don't know.
But I think
what's the list?
Well, I think I listen to like 2 podcasts right now consistently. I've been listening to a few other ones, but like not actively.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, like my main 2 is The Yard and Trash Taste. I've been re-listening to The Yard.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been doing that like a ton, followed by Trash Taste, which I do passively. Every now and then I'll wait for them to accumulate like a few episodes before I catch up with them. And then I also recently got into Creepcast, which is normally, like, I think I've already told you guys this before, when it comes to podcasts, is I can't listen to just somebody brand new and like somebody without like a background that I already like consume elsewhere. When it comes to podcasts, they always have to be somebody who I've already been watching like on YouTube, or I've been consuming on Twitch or something like that. And Creepcast is hosted by Wendigoon and Meat Canyon. Wendigoon is a YouTuber who makes like not cryptids. Gosh, that boy's been out to such a small avenue. Well, he does like crime stuff, but also like supernatural stuff too.
Oh, okay.
So he's very fun to listen to, and he's got this, I don't know, sort of I don't see a monotone way of delivering stuff, but it's always very funny. It's always very fun watching him because he always kind of just like puts things very blatantly. And Meat Canyon is an animator. Love this guy to death. He makes animations, and his animations are like, at least his art style is like this over the top, super detailed, hyper, not realistic, but like if you've ever like gotten your photo taken at the fair, you know, and you have like all the wrinkles drawn on you and stuff like that, the teeth over exaggerated.
The
That's
caricatures?
Meat Canyon's style. Yeah. That's Meat Canyon's style, but he animates with it.
That's
and
so
he makes,
fun.
This like, trust me, his videos are they're the most unhinged, crazy things ever.
Yeah.
And I love them to death. But they've created a podcast, I think earlier this year, and it's just them reading through like horror stories on the internet. So very fun, just to kind of like, I guess this is how I would have consumed internet culture, like internet horror culture in the past, but now I'm just doing it in a podcast format.
Yeah.
So very fun though.
What is it? My minutes were 39,367.
Jeez.
So that's still...
He listened to podcasts more than I listen to music.
Yeah.
Anyways, well, so it says. But was it the podcast topic was sports, which is surprising to me.
Oh, not surprising to me.
Because I really
not surprising to us.
I thought it was.
That
what?
sounds pretty
I
accurate.
really thought it was true crime still, which is crazy. See, so my top podcast was Morbid, which is true crime
NPR
podcast, which is
sports.
Amazing, no matter what. Absolutely amazing. No, Morbid, because Kash, have you listened
I
to
haven't.
Morbid or no?
I know that they're very popular, but like I said, I don't listen to true crime these days. So.
Oh, yeah. I mean, because they do a bunch of things, right? They do true crime, but I'm pretty sure most true crime podcasts do that anyways. Like they do supernatural stuff, like unsolved things. They do random like listener tales, or like, you know, like the listeners like write in whatever and they just read it off. So they do that too. So it's kind of fun all around. Like Morbid is probably has been my top podcast since 2020, I think.
Dang.
Because I literally like listened from day one all the way until recent, and I just repeat.
Oh my god, no
Well, if
way!
not,
How do
then
you repeat that?
I pick
Literally.
well, because no, it's kind of interesting because like I learn something new every time I listen to it again, or I forget it and I listen again.
Yeah,
I was like, oh wow, like thinking from a different perspective. Like, especially like me listening in 2020 versus now in 2024, my mindset is different and perspective is different. So when I listen to it again, I'm like, oh wow, like that's
Okay.
deep.
That's
Crazy.
It's a true crime podcast.
You know what I mean?
I mean, just re-listen to the same cases.
But yeah, well, yes, but there's always like something that you always forget or you don't catch when you first listen to it, so you listen to it again.
Yeah.
You're like, oh
Sure.
wow, okay. Or you learn something like a new thing about it from like a different podcast or your own research, and you go back and you listen to them, and you're like, oh, that's how they saw it versus how I saw it when I was, listen to someone else. So it's still interesting listening to it. So Morbid is for sure. It's gonna stay my top podcast. I don't care what, because I would just re-listen to it because it's just interesting to listen to that. And then it goes to sports podcasts. First Things First is the second one. If you're into the sports world, you know what that is. So I'm not going to explain too much about it. But number 3 is Talking Giants.
Oh my
because
goodness.
my favorite team is the New York Football Giants. And it's
how come you didn't think of
Okay.
starting a Giants podcast?
Well, but because I don't know. The media is already pretty crazy with New York already. There's no point in me starting. There's a million people who does New York podcasts, so I'm like, it's fine. But anyways, yeah, they're really cool. One of the guys is from New Jersey or New York, and then the other host is actually from Florida. So I was like, oh, that's cool. And they're kind of crazy. Like the guy that's in Florida, he is a little rednecky.
Oh, okay.
So he's like, he's a little bit rambunctious. He's kind of crazy. Like he does like crazy shit. He was like, I think one of the hurricanes. He said that he went. He went out there on his truck.
Podcast.
He was storm chasing. I was like, why are you storm chasing on a hurricane, dude?
I don't think it works like that.
Like, that's just like batshit crazy stuff. Yeah, they were like, we're seeing tornadoes and stuff. I'm like, Bobby, what are you doing, bro? What, like, you're gonna die, man. But yeah, that's what he was doing. The fourth one is Nightcap, which is they do more than just sports.
Oh my god,
I
that's
usually
so funny. When you said Nightcap, like my mind went to, is it like one of those like sleep noise podcasts where they help you fall asleep?
No, it's like recap, but it's Nightcap. I guess is how the process was, but like it's hosted.
Sleep.
No, I don't listen to those. Those I'm listening to him, and I'm like, it doesn't go anywhere, and I get mad, and then I'm like, this is stupid.
They have one episode where they actually just count sheep.
Oh my god!
It sucks. It doesn't suck. Like, it does its job, but I just, whenever I'm listening to it, I'm like, this makes no sense. So I get annoyed. So I don't go to sleep with that. But anyways, but yeah, Nightcap is hosted by Shannon Sharp, who is a Hall of Fame tight end, and
okay,
Chad Johnson, but he goes by Ocho Cinco, but he's one of the greatest route runners in the NFL. But they do a bunch of different things. But okay, and also I gotta tell you guys this too. People who know about Nightcap, they in the beginning they were a little bit like, how do I put this nicely?
Oh yeah.
It's like the audience that listens to them or listened to them were kind of like dudes who listen to like the Joe Rogan podcast, because of the stuff they would say sometimes. And I was like, I'm like, why are you guys like talking about these kind of topics and stuff? So I didn't really listen to like the other topics outside of sports. And then I think I don't know if it's because of backlash or they realized that like, like this is not the kind of podcast we want to be, yada yada. They kind of changed it up a little bit.
Yeah.
At least from what I've seen. So I've been listening to a little bit more of their topics because they talk about a bunch of different things. Like they are a little bit they do speak a little bit politically, and they do talk about like what's going on in the world. So they do talk a little bit about that more so than just sports. But in the beginning they were really like, they were a little bit derogatory with like talking about like women, kind of a thing. Not in like, it was, to me, I didn't like it, but people were like, it's fine, yada yada. It's like they were, I think they compared it to like uncles talking at like a grill.
That is still like gross,
that. And I was
dude. Like,
right. Okay,
I know. Worse, to be honest.
I know. I was like, what?
No, yeah, that's should not be talking like that. That's
I don't
want
to listen to this. Right. I was just like, I don't want to talk about. Like, I don't want to listen to this. So I didn't like listen to that. Those like other segments. But yeah, so I was like, just to tell you guys, I listen to just the sports side of it.
Wow.
I do not like listen to the other side of it. Just saying. To whoever who knows about Nightcap. Because they did have a reputation. Because like when the Olympics was going on, they invited like a lot of Olympics to the show, and I forgot who it was that came on, but she won the gold medal.
Yeah.
I don't remember what, if she was in track. I don't remember what she.
Yeah. I was gonna say America had a lot of people in track and field.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right. So she came on. They were like, she was like, yeah, it was kind of hard because people were telling me not to go on it because of like what the podcast represented. But she's like, I'm here to like talk about me and accomplishments and the journey and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, no, we understand, blah blah. So I think after that they kind of eased off of like being a little bit crazy on that side of it. It's a good podcast to listen to if you're into sports, and even if you're more into the other topics and stuff that they talk about, as long as they're not talking weird, I would say let's just go with that. The fifth one is Tales of the Night, which is just like horror stories.
Oh, okay.
I guess. So it's pretty. Oh, I think it's because I haven't listened to it in a minute, but I think it's just literally either listener tales where the listeners write it in, or it's from like Reddit. Because like you can get into the whole Reddit wormhole, and it just keeps going. It just feeds constantly of everything, and he would. I think he basically would just like he would look at Reddit threads and see people's stories, whatever, reach out to them, and then they give like a full story or a more in-depth story, and then he just uses their stories and he reads it on the podcast. So it's really interesting because they and there is some supernatural, but there is some like true crime. It's just like absolutely crazy stuff, and you're like, dang, like people experience this stuff. I'm like, that's insane. I don't want to deal with this. And like, or it's more like, dang, like that's unbelievable. Like it actually happens in real life that these things happen. Because they talk like about like kidnappings and stuff.
Yeah, dude.
Of like experiences with that, and I'm like, oh my god. Well, I mean, I know it happens, you know what I mean, but it's just like listening to it, it's like it makes it real, like more real.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you kind of people kind of
you listening to true crime podcasts not make it real? Like what?
I mean, yeah, okay, it does, but like I don't really know how to put it. It's just it puts you like right there, like, oh my god, yeah, like a reminder that like I'm a little privileged, and that, well, not little, I am privileged, and that I haven't experienced these things. Real. So it's like, yikes.
I love how you were like, oh yeah, true crime should have been my top. Why is it sports? And 3 out of the 5 is sports. So
I know. Well, I know that, but like morbid is it dominates my podcast so much that I thought
I think
it would still just listed as true crime. I think
it's just the one.
Because out of the 39K, I'm pretty sure like at least 80 to 90% of that is morbid, but I don't know.
Podcasts are great, guys. I mean, if you guys are listening,
podcasts
if you guys are listening now. But yeah.
Wow.
Okay, moving on to the next wrapped portion.
The next
I think for me, it's the evolution of my music. Is that the same?
Yeah, I think they have the evolution, which was very funny because I think I saw, at least online, a lot of people were like, these little categories they have all felt very
Makes
AI.
No sense.
Yeah,
AI
they do.
Like
they do.
They felt like they were AI, like sort of like collected and then just kind of thrown together.
Yeah.
They kind of just thrown together last minute. That's what a lot of people felt like it was.
Speaking of like AI, did you guys see that they have a like AI podcast to read out your stats for you on Spotify?
No, on Spotify.
Yeah, on Spotify.
Way.
I was going through like I was going through like the rap stuff, and they have a category where you can listen, and it like sounds like 2 podcast hosts who's just reading out your Spotify stats for you. And like they kind of make it like a
DJ X, my favorite.
I don't know.
DJ.
Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, I did play a part of it just to be like, what does this even mean? And yeah, it's just like,
oh, so you
I did listen to like a portion of it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And how was that experience?
It was like eerie because I mean, it sounds like just like 2 people like making conversation and like reading out your stats and stuff, and I'm like, ooh, this.
But it's robotic.
Well, no, they sound like real people. Yeah,
because AI is like so far up. You know, everybody sounds like real people.
Yeah. But
haven't you ever watched AI videos of Jordan Peterson and Joe Rogan talking about Mario 64?
Oh my god, like, it's so bad. Or Neil deGrasse.
Like it sounds so realistic, you know?
Yeah.
It's not real at all.
No, I hate Joe Rogan.
Oh my god. Okay. But moving on from podcasts now. So we're going into.
Wait, what was your
phases?
Are we gonna cover our phases?
Yeah, let's go over our phases.
Yeah. What is
I don't think the phases are accurate at all.
I don't think so either.
On my end, but yeah. So for me, because it goes February for me was the Hallyu Catwalk K-pop phase. And it says you're really into artists like
okay.
17, Changha, and IU, and I'm like, that's been a constant. So I don't know what you're talking about with phase. And like, cause I'm like, yeah, that's not a phase. That's just me. And then
a catwalk K-pop phase.
Yeah, crazy. And then June, it's saying that it was my theatrical West End Broadway season, which I'm like, I don't think I listened to too many musicals at all this year. And that is
cap. I call it cap.
Those are phases for sure, because I do get into different musicals that would come out every couple of years, but I don't think that this year was one of them. And then the last one is for July, and that one it says, July was your manga's tavern soundtrack, which is just free rent. So yeah. That's basically it.
How? Wow.
Yeah.
Diverse.
Wow. That's so funny. Yeah, mine was like just like you, like most of mine really doesn't make any sense either. But my list started on July, and it's listed as Light Academia Fantasy Soundtrack.
Whoa. Light Academia. Okay.
Fantasy sound. And it says here that most of my artists were Joe Hisaishi, Hans Zimmer, and Ludwig Göransson, which is true. I did listen to them. I think, I don't know, July. Was this the same year or no? Oppenheimer came out last year, didn't it?
Yeah, it came out last year.
Yeah. Yeah, Oppenheimer came out last year. I was about to say, like, because Ludwig Göransson, him popping up was definitely because I listened to the Oppenheimer soundtrack a lot. Just like I said, I don't quite understand why this is like an accumulation of my July, because I do listen to, like, recently I listened to a shit ton of Joe Hisaishi in the past month.
Yeah.
I don't know. Evidently that's just what that is. And Hans Zimmer, of course, I listened to Interstellar soundtrack like day and night.
Oh my goodness.
And then we have July for me, or not July, Jesus. I have August, which is Hallyu Ballroom K-Rap.
Ballroom.
I don't know how they even put those words together.
Yeah. What does
that
ballroom
mean?
mean?
Hallyu Ballroom K-Rap, and it's Ian, Epic High, and Bi. I don't know how we got that
Okay,
from
sure.
those
Ballroom
three artists.
out of that
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's a weird.
Followed by September, which is actually pretty recent. And my Serotonin Noise K-pop.
Noise. That's kind of funny. That's the Ateez, isn't
which yeah, it is. It's the Ateez, the Stray Kids, and the TXTs, which I do not think is accurate for September, because I feel like I definitely listen to like other things in September versus what like freaking Ateez.
Yeah.
But because Ateez, I felt like was more earlier this year, if anything.
Did you guys hear this? He said he was a fan, and now he's freaking Ateez over here. That's
freaking Ateez over here. Dude, you see this guy?
He's like, this is a joke. Did yours end like that though?
Yeah, that's how mine ended. Do you have another? Is that where your extra panel comes in?
No, I thought you had... No, I thought you had more.
I'm missing out. No, that was it. That's
okay,
it.
mine is stupid. Mine is stupid. I'm like, what is this, right? Okay, starting in January, it says it's your funny
Oh my
football
god,
rap.
no!
What does that even mean? That I don't get. Okay,
what?
Wait,
your artist?
Your category actually had the word "funny" in it.
Yeah.
That
okay,
was
and
the
football.
description.
I'm like, what? It's crazy.
I can't
like,
forget the
what?
football.
That's crazy.
Okay, so Post Malone, which has nothing to do with football.
It doesn't
That's
have
crazy.
nothing to do with football.
Eminem has nothing to do with football. That's crazy. And Joyner Lucas, which has nothing to do with football. So I don't understand where
you
this
listen
came
to
from.
football music and
that's
podcasts.
crazy.
And it's not funny either. Like none of their music is funny, so I don't understand. That's why I'm like, what does this even mean? I was like, what? Man. Like it doesn't register. I don't get it.
First word I think of when I think of Post Malone, funny. And football.
March was your vlog, chill, pop, Korean R&B.
Vlog?
That's
so they just jumbled.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Say that 3 times fast.
They
Vlog,
jumbled.
chill,
They jumbled a crap ton of words.
It's
and
all
then
it's all very AI
into,
generated for sure.
Yeah, it's so bad.
Yeah, vlog, chill, pop, Korean R&B. What?
Yeah,
that doesn't make any sense.
Dude, Mickey,
like,
I think you
got
the
what kind
worst
of phase
of the
is
yeah,
that?
honestly.
Man. Their AI was running out by the time it got to you.
So it was Junny, Mellow, and Advanced too. And I want to be honest, I don't even know who Advanced is.
Hey, you remember Advanced, man?
Oh no!
I'm so sorry, but maybe he or she was featured in a song that I listened to a lot. But
Advanced,
I don't even
if you're
know
listening
that
to this
is. I was
podcast,
like,
I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry. I'll look you up later. But
That's
what?
so funny.
This is like, I was like, who is this person? Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me.
Oh my goodness.
Somehow they ended up defining an entire genre of your month. So.
Honestly.
Yeah, but and then I'm done with that. So
Okay.
It was just those
it
two.
goes to you listen to.
Those 2 months.
Yeah, I guess so.
What?
I'm like, yeah, I guess those
You
are my
only evolved
phases.
twice.
Maybe that's why I have one less than you.
Oh, maybe. No,
You
but
stopped evolving after that.
I don't know. It goes to you listen to 1,333 artists this year is what it's saying to
is
me.
what it's saying to me.
But let me see. And it says you have one person
Yeah.
that was your top artist. And that was obviously my boy Junny.
Nice.
Because Junny's awesome. So awesome.
So awesome. Okay.
But he is
awesome.
his longest streak was 19 days, which honestly I think it should have been
Of
more.
just
but
Junny,
okay.
right?
I guess
Okay.
of just Junny. They're
Nice.
19 days. So I thought it was
Yeah.
longer, but that's quite a bit. And I'm in the top 1%
Nice.
fan. I spent 2,111 minutes with
with
Junny.
him. With
It says
him.
it says minutes together. You overachiever. Ha. Okay,
Wow.
Spotify. But yeah, and then what about you,
mine,
Kash?
it says I listened to 895 artists, which I do think it's fair because like I said, I don't think I listened to that much music this year. And then my top artist of the year is actually Evan Call, who is the composer for the Free Run soundtrack.
I see.
And so I'm like, this is why. And then, wow, you said your streak was 19 days with Junny. That is wild
Yeah.
because
19
mine
days.
is longest listening streak is 5 days. with Evan
Not
Call,
even half.
with the
Not
with,
even half.
oh my god, I cannot. But
You didn't even make it to a week, man.
Crazy.
But-
Free run didn't even last a
yeah,
week.
but I am a top 3% fan, and I spent 793 minutes listening. That is crazy. 19 days. Oh my god.
You spent like half a month listening to
Yeah.
just Junny, man.
Yeah, Junny's awesome.
That's
But
crazy.
yeah,
But yeah, that's
crazy.
mine.
It says here for me, I listened to 1,254 artists this year.
Oh, wow.
That's quite a bit too.
Yeah, I mean, to put that into perspective, that is a lot when you think about just this year alone.
Yeah.
But and my most listened to was 1K Rock.
Nice. Love them.
I think it's kind of
Right.
crazy, just because I've been getting into them a lot, and I think last year they were my number one as well, and this year them being my number one, I was just like, damn. I guess I'm here to stay now. I guess, and my longest streak was 11 days for that, so not as much as
11
like
Okay, see.
not as
So
much as like
that's-
half a
Whoa,
month.
that's crazy. How do you
But-
guys both get like freaking? How do you guys both get?
Double
double
digits.
digits. I only got 5 days, but I guess okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. That's crazy.
I'm in I'm the top 2%,
Okay.
so that's
okay.
pretty hype.
Well, I guess move on to the top artists. First one is
Okay.
Junny, obviously. Love him. Amazing. Number 2 is very surprising because I honestly did not listen to them that much. BTS.
Whoa, that is
still love
surprising.
them, obviously.
Yeah,
But it's
Spotify does
hella
this thing
surprising.
where they put BTS on everyone's list.
No, there was a.
No, I'm
there
joking,
was
I'm joking.
There was a TikTok video that they were saying that like Spotify rap, they were clowning Spotify rap, and they were like, dude, like all of our top artists is Drake.
Yes, I've seen
And I
that
was
one.
like, ain't no
That's
way.
so
I was like, that's so
funny.
dumb. They're like, nah, I'm cultured. I listen to this dude named Aubrey.
I listen to
That's
women. I
fucking
listen to
joke.
women.
Oh my
This girl
God.
named
Oh
Aubrey.
yeah. Listen to women.
It's Aubrey Graham.
And they're like, dude, that's Drake. I was like, that's so stupid. But
so funny.
yeah. So Junny, BTS is wild, really wild. Because I was like, okay.
Yeah, third is
this one.
Drake.
I don't even know one Drake song, but third is Drake.
No, wait, you don't know one
No,
Drake song? Like what?
I really don't. Not on top of my head right now. I do not. Oh, Coming Home, right? Isn't that one?
I also
I
It
don't
features him.
listen to Drake.
I
I
think.
don't. He's also on my list, and I don't know any artists from him either. So
Oh.
But anyways, 3 is Vault Boy,
nice.
4 is Miko,
Okay.
and 5 is EJ.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, so
Am I the only one
But
who
they
still
all have-
pronounces him
they're
as
all
Eej? I still pronounce
I
him
know.
as
I
Eej.
never
Oh,
knew how to pronounce
really?
his name. Like I was just like,
I say EJ.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
that's
I just say J.
yeah. I
don't
still
ever
just
call-
say Jay.
I don't ever attempt to call him.
I just say
Eej
J.
or EJ.
Well, yeah, but they don't have bangers. So yeah, what are you guys?
Mine is Evan Call as my top, and then second is 17, which is not
Nice.
surprising either. Third one is Huyen, because her album.
Because you went to her concert.
I did go to her concert. I went to 17's concert too. Huyen,
yeah.
her album came out like end of last year, but like her album was really good, by the way. I'm like, y'all need to listen to it. But it was a full album, and it was just like literally so good. And I listened to a lot of it, like end of last year when it released, and then we did go see her concert this year. So, she was being played nonstop at the beginning of the year. And then fourth is Do Kyung-soo. Because
way to clarify.
In case Landon is like,
I was confused.
Yeah.
I was confused.
Exactly.
I think you meant to say Drake.
But yeah, since he released his mini album like last year and then the one this year, I've just been listening to him constantly. And then fifth is IU, because I also saw her in concert. So
nice.
3 out of the 5 I did see this year, so they all track. For me, at least.
Dang. And if Evan Cole did go,
if he did with his with his
orchestra, you probably would.
I would definitely have gone. So
So my top artist is obviously like the one OK Rock. Number 2, which I think is quite surprising. Don't know how he made it so high, because I feel like I definitely listened to other music.
Drake,
but it was Kendrick.
Oh,
no, quite the opposite. I'm cultured. It was Kendrick Lamar, because obviously like earlier this year he had his whole beef and everything.
Right.
So I think it's a combination of that plus GNX, but I don't think GNX came out during a time where I could consider it for this year. So quite surprising. Followed by Ian, DPR Ian, which I think, and now it's probably gonna be a staple of my top 5s as well, just because I always listen to him.
Yeah.
Especially if he releases another album next year.
Yeah.
God, yeah, he's gonna stay there. B.I. is number 4, which I'm happy to keep on my top 5.
Yeah.
Because I've always consistently had him up there.
Yeah.
And then number 5 was Ateez.
True fan.
There they are. There they are again. They haunt me everywhere I go. I really wanted to and expected Epic High to be my number 5. Because Epic High has always been my number 1.
Their albums
I
this
think
year
number
was
2.
like fire, but I didn't listen to them like as much as I wanted to at all.
Well, no, I think it was, what is it that came out this year?
It was.
What was the album that came out? Gosh, Pump Collectors.
Yes.
No, something like that. God, I feel like such a fake fan. I didn't like the album. I thought the album was really cringe.
No, I mean it was cringe, but in general, I do really liked it.
But it's Epic.
No, Epic High was good. It was cringe for sure. It for sure was.
Bruh, get it. Like, I just felt it was very cringe, so I couldn't listen to it this year. But I still love him to death. And Michelin Cypher, I think, is such a banger.
Yeah, Michelin Cypher is great.
It's genuinely such a banger. Like, I haven't had a song from them that like I would bump in my car as much as I had that song, because like occasionally they'll release like a full out just rap song. Versus like where it's more rap and then singing in the hook and whatnot. Like in this album, it was Michelin Cypher, and I think it's their best one in quite a while, I would say, because I feel like they've been kind of underwhelming with each of their rap songs throughout their past few albums. So really fuck with this one.
Wow. Okay, wait.
But
so
that was my 5.
Is that your last panel?
No, I have 2 more panels, but I think there might be stuff like, congratulations, you made it to the Spotify Wrapped.
Wait, did you get an artist shout out?
No, I didn't. What is it?
Landon.
Oh,
that's what you're missing out on. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so
crazy.
but Mickey,
Wait,
you got a shout out, right?
Yeah, mine was Vault Boy.
Okay.
And he's. You guys should listen to him.
I think I've heard a few songs from him, but I don't think
Boy.
Yeah.
Isn't he like the guy who's in the Fallout games?
Oh my god.
With a thumbs up. The Vault Boy?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
He's in the blue and he's blonde. The Vault Boys?
I don't think he understands.
He's a blondie, but I don't get what you're saying.
Okay, I got my shout out from Mingyu of 17, so I think I won.
Oh.
Wait, it was like a video
what?
message?
How come I did?
It was like a video message?
He left me a video message.
Just Mingyu?
Just Mingyu, which is kind of sad.
Mingyu's my
too
bias.
Bad. So you didn't get him, I did.
Oh,
Dude.
Wow. That's crazy.
I didn't get anybody.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, wow. Not even BI. Didn't BI leave one last year? I got one from BI last year.
Yeah.
Or the year before.
I think I got one from BI last year too, yeah.
Cash goes, I got one from him last year. You're not unique, okay? I did too.
Me too.
It's okay. I got Mingyu this year, so
Wow.
something
That's
you can never
crazy.
aspire.
That's
But yeah.
crazy. Wow. Now I kind of wonder. I'm like, what if like they did like random like people, and they just had different messages. From
Advance pops up, and Mickey's like, "Who's that? Who's in the ending of my Spotify Wrapped?"
I'm so sorry, Advance. Well, whoever knows Advance, I don't know who you are.
Oh my god. That's so funny. Yeah, I think it's the video message, and then it ends for me.
Yeah.
They do like that thank you stuff.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so.
But, I think, what do you guys feel about it? Yeah.
Oh, I was going to say, before we start wrapping it up, there's actually something that I found out about, like, the Spotify, like, top artist list. Mm-hmm. Is because you know how like, we only get, like, a top 5?
Right.
I actually found out through the internet, the power of the internet, that you can find out up to, I think, your top 20 list, actually.
Really?
Yeah, and...
But don't they have that though? Like in your top songs of 2024, don't they rank those by like the amount of listens?
Yeah, no, top artists.
Oh, top artists.
So yeah, your top artists. Gotcha. So it'll actually go up to the top 20 of top artists.
Wow.
And the way you do that is you have to manually actually search up like an artist that you think is on your top 20, and then you click the share button. You don't actually share, but you click the share, and the little picture that'll pop up will tell you which place they're at.
What?
Like, for example, for me, for Epic High, for example, like, I was like, damn, I wonder where Epic High was, like, on my list, because I really thought that they were gonna be, like, you know, like, top 5. If I go to them and I press the 3 dots and I press share,
oh my god,
they actually pop up as my number 6.
Wow.
So they would have been my number 5
really?
if not for Ateez.
Oh my god, hold on, let me do that now.
Yeah, me and my partner actually spent a good majority of a night just trying to guess who our artists were.
Whoa.
And going in and, like, because you have to manually put them in, you know, and then press the 3 dots and then share.
Oh, okay. So, because I put like Hosier. Hosier's my number 10.
Number 10. Yeah, see, exactly. And that's how you find it. Because I think, ZB1 is my number 8. Because I listened to a shit ton of them this year.
If you go through your your top songs list, and you click on the songs, because and then you just click share on that as well. It does show up there too. You don't have to go to artists. You could just click the 3 dots and then go down to share, and then you can scroll. And then it'll show you what SWAT they are.
Oh yeah, I can see. I see what you're saying. Okay, that's pretty interesting.
Wow,
that's interesting.
I didn't know that.
Wow, well,
I do also have the soundtrack from Apothecary Diaries as one of my top.
Wow. Okay, but you say
she's number.
That's
yeah,
the
she's
anime,
number
right?
the composer. She's number 9 for me.
Oh wait, Mickey, you said Ej or J is on your list, right, bro?
EJ, yeah.
Friendly Fire dropped this year. I've never felt so like mind blown by a song.
What do you mean?
It's so good.
What?
Like, how did he write this?
I'm like,
it's such a masterpiece.
Okay.
I feel like it's such a masterpiece. It's definitely like one of my favorite songs out of this year. Oh, okay. So I guess since we're done with the Spotify Wrapped,
it's a really good song.
I was gonna say, if you guys like, because I definitely want to talk about like any either artist or songs that were like highlights from this year that like you were kind of that didn't really show up, and then you still just want to talk about it, because I definitely have artists and songs. Number 1, Friendly Fire by Jay. Holy moly, that song is so damn good.
I don't think I've heard it.
Every time I boot that song up, it's like I get this serotonin boost in my system that is just unrivaled by anything. I swear to God.
Wow. Okay. What a way to describe.
Wow,
what a
Mickey's
way.
like.
I mean,
Mickey's
it's
like,
good,
okay,
but
yeah, I didn't feel that.
No, I think Friendly Fire is so good. Okay, so Mickey just left.
What a loser.
And so, for the duration of the podcast or the episode, he's not going to be there.
Yeah, so he's gone.
Yeah, I was gonna.
But yeah, I do definitely want to go over like honorable mentions that like.
Yeah, honorable mention just from the year that's like not even Spotify exclusive, because once again, I think Spotify is very not accurate. So I do think
very
we
choppy,
can
for sure.
have better insight into like what we've been listening to throughout the year.
Yeah.
And yeah, like number 1, Jay's Friendly Fire, absolutely bomb. I think he released like a sort of album-ish this year as well, and I think it's like a mini album. I really, really liked it as well. All his songs, I think, in the album are really good. I think When the Rain Stops is in it. It's a very, very good song. God, I wish he makes more music, because his music is just it fires those neurons in my brain.
Yeah.
That is just like that needs to, because he has this, I think, just wonderful sense of music.
Yeah.
That I don't know how to put it, because I also don't listen to a lot of just strictly pop music.
Yeah.
And I feel like he's more inclined on that right now as well, of sounding that way. But I feel like his music's also, like I said, it's just very, as Mickey would say it in his honor, unique. And special, I guess. So
yeah, I haven't listened to too many of his songs, to be honest. I don't know. I just never, because like when he first started like as a soloist.
Yeah.
Like all of his songs, they do have a certain vibe to it, and it just wasn't like what I'm in the mood for, and I don't think I'm ever really in the mood for it. But so yeah, I never really gave him a listen, but maybe I will go listen to some of his songs now because resounding from both of y'all. But like
I said, he had like a mini album. Every single song on this album I think is very, very good.
Nice.
Mad is on there, which is a phenomenal song.
I do really love his voice and his singing style. I always have, but yeah, I'm like, I don't know, maybe I will go listen to him.
I guess on the contrary, it makes me really sad because Day 6 came back and I didn't listen to them.
They came back.
So.
Their mini album was great. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah.
They were, because they finally, I think they were the first band where everybody was on, well, they all sing anyways, but like they were the first band on Dingo Live that had like, their instruments and everything, and they did all of their songs, which was like so fun to watch. And I'm like, I would actually like kill to see them live. Just bands in general are so good to see live. But yeah, I was just like, wow. Yeah, it makes me sad, he's no longer a part of the group. But yeah, Day 6 did come back.
Very sad, very sad.
And yeah, their mini album was pretty good too, so definitely a shout out for that, because I did listen through that for like the month that it came out.
I guess since we're still at Day 6 sort of boat, a song that I really, really wish ended up on my list, just anywhere, which makes me really sad it didn't. Anywhere, man, because I listened to it when it came out. I listened to it so freaking much. And it's Night Before the End by Exoneer Heroes.
Oh!
It's such a good song, and I think it really got me into Exoneer Heroes because it took me, and also that's how I pronounce it. I don't know how it's actually pronounced.
Yeah, me either.
I just pronounce it Exoneer Heroes because that's how it's literally spelled out. But maybe I'm wrong, and someone could correct me and say no, and like I'm killing their ears right now because I'm pronouncing it wrong. Yeah, they're. I started listening to them, and I got more into them, and I think, man, they're just. I think they're super. I think they're super unique and special.
My God.
I think I think in the like the I don't even want to list them into the K-pop sort of grouping either, because I feel like they are very K-rock. Yeah, they're more K-rock, and I think they really lean into it as well, because recently they had released a music video for like. One of their songs. Oh man, I'm blanking on what their song's called. But they really leaned into like the full metal and like sort of gothic sort of feel of it, which I'm super happy that they weren't afraid of that. Yeah. They weren't afraid to just go balls to the walls into that genre.
That's nice.
And I think it really speaks to them and of how bold they are and how willing they are to just sort of like reach out for that music. What is it? Instead. There you go. Instead, which is 3 months ago, phenomenal. That music video is insane, followed by Night Before the End, which is, I think, their title from their new album, Live and Fall. Live and Fall, which I think, very, very good. There's a song in it that I think a lot of people prefer over Night Before the End. I have to say here, Save Me, that's what it's called. People like Save Me over Night Before the End. Get out of here. Get out of here, because Night Before the End is so much better.
Yeah.
It's just so much better.
I haven't.
I've been listening to them so much.
I haven't gotten into them, because but mine is like just like, I mean, I shouldn't be angry at the artists. I should be angry at the company, but like
okay.
Just because they're also under JYP, and so when they had debuted, I was just angry because I was like, wow, like. I love how they literally don't promote their bands, period. Yeah. But, like, I'm like, I just didn't, I don't know. I just wasn't in the mood for it, because they literally, like, when Day 6 had, debuted back in the day, there was little to none promotions for them.
Very, very little.
And they had to do a whole year-long promotion thing to, like, even be on the radar. Yeah. And I was just, like, angry. Because then I'm like, with this group, I'm like, I feel like it's going to be the same thing where I'm going to just, like, sit here loving the music and stuff, but then there's going to be no promos and blah, blah. And I feel like it is, because I literally don't ever see anything about them. I mean, that's just how bands are, I think, in, like, Korean music anyways, in the Korean music scene. Bands just don't get the same kind of promotions. They're probably not, like,
very marketable, and they don't get that same.
So, yeah, I haven't really gotten into them, but I do hear that their songs are good, and
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
They definitely give Day 6 feel, which makes me really miss Day 6.
Yeah.
I know they're still around, but like
I mean, they're all back now. They're all back from the military.
Yeah,
so,
they're all back.
I'm hoping that they do more music.
100%.
Yeah.
More music, and I hope they get more like. I don't want them to like. 'Cause you know how most groups are. Once they get older, is they slowly get less and less resources,
declining.
less budget in their music,
Right.
less budget in their music videos.
Yeah.
I really hope they continue to get more budget for their stuff, just because. Yeah, like I love them to death, and
Right.
even when I listen to Engineer Heroes, I think of Day 6. I don't really like, for me at least,
Yeah.
they have their own identity, but it's kind of hard because like
Yeah.
Day 6 has such a huge impact
They do.
that I still occasionally will be like, dude, that sounds like Young K, and I'll be
Yeah.
like, man, I fucking love Brian.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
happens all the time.
Yeah.
I really got into ZB1 this year,
Oh, really?
which I think their music's good. Their music's good. They're not like. Sorry for the Zeroses and the ZB1 fans. They're not like outstanding by any means.
Yeah.
Their music is good. They're not super outstanding, but I really got into them because I watched Boys Planet earlier this year. I'm like a whole year behind.
Oh, yeah,
but
yeah.
Very fun. Love them to death. I am a Gonuk stan.
Wow.
So if that means anything to anyone.
Yeah. Doesn't mean
I
anything
also
to me.
started
I
listening
don't
to.
listen to ZB1.
I also started listening to B&D a lot because of my partner, Boys Next Door, which is Zico's boy group.
Right.
Holy moly, they are good. They are
But
great.
yeah,
Talk
I'm
about
like
outstanding music. They are
Yeah,
great.
I'm like when I hear their songs, I think of Zico. So.
Well, no. See, no, I did as well. And I did for the duration of knowing most of their music. And then they had their most recent comeback, and it made me realize, no, all the traits that I'm putting onto them that I had accounted for as, this is Zico rap. This is Zico writing this rap. This is Zico writing this vocal verse. This is Zico who wrote this part of the music. I realized, no, this is their rappers. This is how they rappers like rap now. This is their own style. This is how they sound like. They've kind of grew into this and made it their own thing.
Okay.
Because I think now at this point, it doesn't sound like Zico to me anymore. It sounds like just them.
That's good.
I think their main rapper or their leader is called Jaehyun. I think it's just him now. It's not Zico, and I need to stop saying that it's because of Zico, because I really feel like he and the group has come to like really be themselves.
Yeah.
Even though I think they're still being produced by Zico, which is great because Zico, what is it called, hasn't made music in quite a while.
Yeah.
Besides making music for Boy Next Door, I think he had a comeback this year, which I really hated. Jenny.
Oh,
And-
Spot. Yeah.
Yeah, I really hated Spot.
It was.
I think
It was
really
fine.
bad.
It wasn't like. Yeah. It wasn't like. I didn't like think it was phenomenal or anything. It was fine.
But I really, really am enjoying Boy Next Door right now. I have high hopes for them. Yeah, I bump their songs in the car all the time.
Nice.
They're so good.
Nice. I'm like, okay, so my taste in music, right? Because we all like I've mentioned before, we all have like a similar like group of people that we listen to, but then like outside of just that group, we all listen to very different things. So like, K-pop is a good middle ground for just all of us siblings. But yeah, when we branch out, then it's just like, yeah, we have our own little avenues that we go down. And like you guys always say, I have like very weird tastes in music. I wouldn't say mine is weird, but
Yeah.
I mean, I get some of the artists I listen to. I do get how people wouldn't like them, but I am just like, I find this like nice. So I did find an artist this year that I actually like dove headlong to her music. That I was like, if one of y'all heard me listen to her, you guys would be like, like what is that?
Okay.
But so this came up because, do you know about the Spotify? It's also AI generated, but it's like the Spotify day list.
The day list that like comes up.
It changes like every daily. Yeah, it's like every day it changes, but it changes like every couple hours. It's like a playlist.
Okay.
And it has like also the AI generated like names and stuff. So one of the days I was like, because like the names were like kind of funny, and so sometimes I'll just check in to see like what the list is called, what the playlist is called. But so one of the days I had like pulled it up and I looked at it, and I think this was like right before, this was like in the middle, it's like summer, okay? And so I was like, it was in the morning, and I was like, sure, like I don't know what I want to listen to, because I usually put on just some music in the morning while I'm getting ready. And so I was like, let me just play whatever songs are on this list, because I don't know any of these artists. So I think because they give a description of like the types of songs that are in the playlist too. So for the description, it was like, I don't remember. It was like somewhere along like Korean like folklore and like trot and stuff. I was like, okay, yeah, whatever. So then I put it on, and this lady, like, so she sings, like, in a way, what is the exact, I'm, like, trying to come up with the exact, like, phrase, but, like, because, you know, like, in like, traditional Korean, like, storytelling, they, like, sing some of their storytelling.
Yeah.
So she kind of sings, like, in that way, and, like, it is kind of trotty, and so she's not a very big artist, and she did release an album recently. Her name is An Ye-eun, and she so she basically got, like, her most popular song is this song that's like a horror themed song, and it's like, that was the first song I heard from her. I was like, oh man, this is baller, like, I'm into this. And so like, I was like, oh man, I'm like, this is good, you know. And
yeah, you're right, you are into the weird stuff. That's a
but anyways, I mean, I'll send you like the song, and you can listen to it and tell me what you think.
Please do. I will be the judge of how weird this is.
Yeah, that's like one of her like most known songs and stuff. But yeah, her singing style is very unconventional, and like her music, I think, but I'm just like, oh my, I'm like, I was so into it. And she did release a song or a mini album, I think, recently, and I did listen through it, and she was like, for that release, she was like, yeah, I'm starting to try and sing normally. And not do my usual style.
Sing normally.
But she was like, no, I do get it. Like, my music is, people either love it or hate it, right? She's like, I know, there's no middle ground for it, and that's fine with me, right? And I'm like, yeah, I'm on the side of loving it, but I do know that there's people who's on the side of hating it, because I did introduce her to Cece, and Cece was like, yeah, no, I can't do this. Like, what? Mm-hmm. And I was just like, I enjoy it. So I really do like her music, and I was surprised that she wasn't on here, because I played her songs a lot as well. And then this year I really got into, well, I mean, I was into him before, but I don't think I listened to him as much as I did this year, but Fuji Kaze.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
he's great.
I love him. I love his music.
Sexy man.
He is.
He's so sexy. I don't understand how a man can wear a mustache like he does.
He does.
And still remain sexy.
Okay. He's a very...
I'm not into facial hair.
He's a very interesting individual. He's vibes are always really, really nice, though. And I had recently seen his Tiny Desk. And...
God, I've watched his Tiny Desk, I'm not even going to lie, so many times. It's in the double digits.
I'm like,
it's in the double digits.
didn't realize how good... Because I didn't know that Japan did little tiny desks, okay? So then I recently just had discovered that he did a tiny desk, so let me go listen to it. And oh my god, like, I was sitting there, I had, like, literally the entire time I was watching it, and as soon as it ended, I was like, I want to watch it again. Like, it was so good. I was like, I'm like, no, now, like, this is the only way I want to see this man. Like, I want a tiny performance like this.
Such a vibe. See, okay, that's the thing. So I went in a whole big rant with Cece about this. I was like, I love Tiny Desk.
Yeah, Tiny Desk is so good.
They have everything. It's like, it's so personable. Yeah. It feels like you're at a cafe and you kind of just bumped into these guys and they're singing. It's all live vocals. Mm-hmm. It's not like super edited or anything. You get to hear it all for what it is. They have a live band. They have like live background vocals. And this isn't just with Fuji Kaze. Because Fuji Kaze was great, and his Tiny Desk is also amazing. Yeah. But with just any artist they have on that like little series, it's just... It's so it's like you said, this is the only way I ever want to consume music.
Right.
Is if I can consume it like in a small enclosed space right in front of me, where this artist is just kind of having a tiny little concert where they're going through a tiny set list. Yeah. With a band, and because I'm glad you brought up Tiny Desk, because I was gonna bring this up too, but I started listening to NMIX recently. Oh,
okay, yeah.
And I really felt iffy about their music when they had first came out. Mm-hmm. Because Oh and Dice came out, and I really like Dice. I didn't like Oh that much. And then they came out with Young Wild Free, and I hate that song. To death. Yeah. It's the worst thing to ever grace like this earth. Wow. And so I gave up on them, and I was like, yeah, I'm not going to listen to NMIX. They're kind of trash. But I listened to their Tiny Desk recently. And when I mean recently, I mean like 3 months now, but they did Dash on it, which is one of their more recent songs. Yeah. It sounds so good live. Their vocals are so
their vocals are so good. I
was surprised by how good their vocals are, because I never really honed in and focused. Like, I know Lily's vocals are great. Like, everyone talks about her vocals. But all the other members too, which I apologize, I don't know, but they are also just as good. Yeah. and listening to them live, listening to them do the little vocal riffs in Dash and all the other songs they had, I was like, you know what, their music is actually fucking good.
Yeah.
I'm glad I had it in a context of kind of this jazzy cafe vibe, and so it really helped me actually contextualize their actual songs and getting into their music, because Dash is by far my favorite song from them. Their recent song was, oh god, I feel like a fake fan. Their most recent comeback was also so good.
Yeah.
And I've been listening to them just nonstop as well. They're definitely a group that They're definitely a group that I kind of like, I feel disappointed didn't show up on my list, because god, they're phenomenal. I think their music is outstanding compared to the rest of the K-pop scene right now. I think they, at least first impressions, I felt like they were like a girl NCT group, but definitely not anymore. Yeah. Because I feel like NCT has devolved to just being kind of trashy music, where they have like the same punchline every single time. Smoothie.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, get out of here. I don't care about this anymore.
Yeah.
And they don't really stay as interesting, but NMIXX stays interesting around every corner.
Yeah.
All their music have such, I think they do things so different in it. It doesn't sound like any other songs in K-pop right now. Yeah. They're definitely the same way as it is with Boy Next Door. They're definitely my most like anticipated K-pop group for the next coming years. Like, I want them to continue to make really, really cool and interesting music and not divulge to like the norm of K-pop. Yeah. Because I, frankly, am quite bored of norm K-pop, even though my Spotify Wrapped will say otherwise. Yeah. I'm quite bored of it. So I would like to hear more songs like NMIXX and B&D.
Yeah, I know. I think that was like my thing this year too. It's just like I was kind of bored with the kind of music that I was listening to. That's why I didn't listen to too 100%. Much of it. But there's definitely been like albums and artists this year that I was like I would say this year was a lot of me listening to just old artists that I have been listening to just a little more closely. One of such is Onu from Shiny, right? Because he wasn't there for like their comebacks when the I don't remember which comebacks they had. I think it was, I forget, but I'm also a fake fan. But
Don't Call Me.
No, I think he was there for Don't Call Me. I don't remember.
I think he was. I think he was there too. No,
it was
hated that song.
Yeah, I didn't like that one either. But it was one of the other ones. One of the more recent ones before Taemin and Onu decided to leave SM.
Yeah, leave SM.
This is
honestly also offshoot real quick. Taemin's new album, holy moly, so good.
Oh, is it?
So good.
I didn't listen to it.
I think so.
I'm
surprised by how good.
What is the title?
His album.
It's like sexy something.
Sexy something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I honestly, his title itself, I didn't really listen to.
Yeah.
Crush is very good. Deja Vu is really good. A few of his other songs in the album is really, really good. I'm surprised the quality of the album versus like coming to like a different company and having to like reacclimate like his vibe and everything. I think he perfectly transitioned to a different company from leaving like his first album away from SM. I think it's phenomenal. Yeah. But sorry, continue.
Yeah, and then the one for Onu, even it's like. Because when I first heard it, because I think title song is called Beat Drum. When I first heard it, I was like, this is very interesting. Because he also, for me, like Onu's role in the group was like I don't like he was just. I don't know. Like, he was just like he was like the most normal, I feel. He was also a mediator for sure. So he was the most normal.
No. The more I think about it, he is the most normal.
He's the most normal, yes. For real.
He is the most normal.
So, like, I never really. So, when he had dropped this album, I was like, okay, like, let's see what, as a soloist, like, what he did, what kind of direction he wants to take his music in. I loved every single song of this mini album.
Gosh.
And Beat Drum is like, funky little song. And he does a little rap in it where he drops his voice and I was like, oh my god, I am so into this. Like, it was good, man. But anyway, so I really just attached to the album. I really do play it a lot.
Yes.
And so I'm like, just he's been great. And then another artist that I've gotten into a lot this year, she's a solo artist as well. I was like, wow. So she's kind of a big artist in Korea. A lot of people love a lot of her songs, but she's more of the ballad singer soloist. She does a lot of ballads. Okay. Her name is Choi Yuri, which you probably have heard her. I don't know if you have, to be honest.
Choi Yuri. No. I mean, everyone's name is Yuri.
Yeah,
so
no.
Honestly, I don't.
But she does a lot of like soundtracks for K-dramas too and stuff. But
okay, nice. Love soundtracks.
like, because one of her, like, I think her most like popular song for a good while, I don't remember if it was her debut song even, but like it's called Forest, and literally everybody does a cover of it. Like it's
that's how you know you made it as a ballad singer.
No, for real.
Is when your song gets covered.
When people cover it.
That's how good it is.
It's such a good song. You should listen to it as well. It's very good. But like,
amazing.
It was like the first time that I was like, holy shit, I get what people mean when they say like someone's voice or someone's song. It's like, it's just like wrapping them in a blanket. Like, her voice is so soothing.
Whoa,
I was like, oh my goodness. Because I just kind of I just went through her discography as well. And this was like, probably like around summer as well. And I was just like, oh my God. Because I've heard her music before then, but I never really listened, like just sat down to listen to it. And so I just played it and I was just like, oh my, I'm like, her voice is just so, like her tone is so nice. It's just so good. Just all, like her voice is just very good all around. And like the song itself, it's just, I don't know, it's just all soothing. And then she did release like an album recently. And I listened through the entire album. It's all good as well. I'm just like, damn, I'll have to send just her one song to you as well.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I'll definitely give it like
take a listen. But you know, so she's also someone that I listened to a lot this year. That I was like, okay, well, she didn't show up, but I guess.
Just to rapid fire a few more artists that like I listened to, not to get too deep into them.
Yeah.
Found Juliana Chahayed. She's known as the Phone Mic Girl.
Ooh, I don't even know.
love her to death. Her music's really good. It's very like this like serene sort of almost like ethereal music. Love her music to death. And then Denzel Curry.
Okay, yeah.
Came back this year. Yeah. I listened to him a lot. I'm kind of disappointed with his album. I don't think his album. Because once again, I don't think it's really his fault. It's really hard to top his last album, Melt Your Eyes. That album was just out of this world. So kind of hard for him to top the album.
Yeah.
Album was pretty good. Tyler, the Creator, came back this year with Noid. Or not Noid, Jesus, Chromacopia.
Wow,
Chromacopia.
fake fan.
Good album as well. Definitely enjoyed that album a ton when it came out. And Kendrick came back with GNX, which is also phenomenal. And then Good Kid, I started listening to them as well. They're a very, very, very fun band. I think I really got into Ash Nico this year. I think I kind of already talked about her before. Yeah. Though. I think that's, I would say, to wrap up the rest of the artists that didn't get talked about on Spotify Wrapped.
Same for me. Yeah, so that is our Spotify Wrapped. It is, hit or miss, mostly miss. But
possibly the worst Spotify Wrapped ever.
But yeah,
I guess it's for everyone to judge.
Right, yeah. Mickey's not here to wrap up with us, but you can follow us on social media at SBSB the podcast everywhere on socials, and then you can always reach out to us as well through email, through our socials, any of that. But yeah, so that is our wrap, and this is going to be our last episode for 2024 as well. So
yeah, our first and our last. Well, no, it's not our first.
No, not our first. I mean, first in a while, but
first in a while, and then this is also gonna be our last. But we're gonna try to post regularly,
right? Yeah,
per usual.
Yeah,
and yeah.
So that's it. So
thank you for listening to us.
Thanks for listening. All right, bye.
Alrighty, bye.